Hey H&K fans, James here with H&K Germany this week. We're here for the Vickers Guide doing research and photography for upcoming volumes of the H&K series books, and having such amazing access to the catalog of H&K weapons gives me the opportunity to showcase some that you may not be as familiar with in the US. And for this example, we're going to use the SFP9 series, which in the US, you may be familiar with as the VP9. So let's take a closer look at some of the differences we have here on these models. We'll start here with what you would probably say, hey James, that looks like a VP9. And you'd be right. Really, it's a little bit more than just a nomenclature change that you can see here on the slide and on the base of the grip. But in Germany, the SFP9 has a slightly lighter slide weight of about 30 grams, and that's because unlike the VP9 in the US, the SFP9 does not have to be rated for plus P ammunition. Moving on, they also have an SK variant, the SFP9 SK, just like we have the VP9 SK. But one that you probably haven't seen is the SFP9M, or Maritime model. This is a special model of the SFP9 that was made at the request of a German Special Operations Unit who had specific needs for a pistol that could operate in the harsher environments that maritime conditions present. So what H&K was able to do was to give it a much more protective finish on there. They changed some of the finish on the internal components, so you have a stainless steel recoil spring assembly and a stainless steel striker. And then they actually added and changed the dimensions on the front and rear cocking serrations on the slide in order to provide better grip in those wet type of environments. You can also see H&K came up with their own specific logo to represent a maritime model. These ones also have the coating on the magazines and the same marking on the magazines as well. Really cool to get to see this specific special operations model. Then moving on to a sporting purpose one. In the US, recently we had the VP9 OR match. Here in Europe, we have the SFP9 model. Obviously, OR standing for optics ready. It has a removable panel here at the top that allows you to then add a mounting plate for the optic of your choice. And you can see, though, it has a standard VP9 style lower. The slide, the barrel, and the recoil rod assembly are significantly longer and have additional ports in there for to lighten the weapon out. A great weapon for use in any kind of competition use. But obviously the most noticeable feature down here at the base is this significantly larger magazine well attachment that's got the HK brand on there. And this allows you to use their 20-round magazine with a modified base plate to work around this elongated magazine well. And then lastly, we'll take a look at their SFP9 OR tactical model. We have this as well as the VP9 tactical. Of note, you can see it's got the taller sights and allows a suppressor to be mounted to the longer and threaded barrel. This one also utilizes the lower profile extended magazine well and their standard type 20-round extended magazine, but it has a magazine base plate and a lower receiver that's done in this green color. And this specific model was made for a German law enforcement contract. And most noticeable, even though to me, I caught this really quick, you might have to look in a little closer. You can see that there is an omission of the left side slide lock and slide release. And on the right side, they've done that as well. And that's because this specific requirement did not want to have those external features. They would run the weapon dry internally. Those locks would still engage in place, and then they would just come over the top and do a slingshot or a power stroke to release it. So a unique weapon we haven't seen there, but these features of the omission of the slide lock and slide release are now available parts here in Europe, as well as on the VP9 series. They have created not just the standard left side slide release, but now an even lower profile one, as well as an extended one. And on the right side, they've come up with not just the standard, but a short, medium, and long version. So we haven't seen those in the US yet, but I'm hoping that we are able to bring those to the market to allow our VP9 users the additional customization that you may want for your specific weapon. But I hope you enjoyed getting to see just a simple closer look at the SFP9 series. If you're interested in learning more and you like what you see, I hope you guys will head on over to the Vickers Guide website and check out the H&K series volume 1 book we have on pistols, as well as keep an eye out for the upcoming books that we're going to have that are cover all the other H&K models in their lineup.